I mean, they've got an upside down gauntlet facing the ground, pointing towards the ground.
So a splinter,
with your all of your past historical experiences, you probably would think that this is some kind of makeshift group trying to dig up the dead and bring the red hand back to life. Someone's trying to get famous on this.
Trying to bring some, a little bit of quick fame or a quick banner to rally to.
Very true.
Well, Mr. Schroyers.
Yes, sir.
We had planned on seeking you out here today, anyways, after noticing this job board you had in the market. But it seems like now it's even more urgent that somebody help out with this whole issue.
It is.
We don't know how long we're going to be here, but we do need to spend our time working, if you follow my meaning. And helping the town at the same time would probably be good for all parties considered.
I am fully prepared. As the board in the market square had stated, there will be you will be rewarded for your efforts, and I am here to propose to you, if you can take these villains and dispose of them, I'm willing to pay. From the town coffers, 200 gold, and also from our museum, the Great Hall, we had quite a few items stolen from that have been in Brindle for the last 10 years.
Yes.
We are also prepared to pay 200 gold for the returning of those items as well.
Okay. We have surmised that these two incidents are very much linked together. The kidnappings and the theft from that place. So I don't know what your information has led you to come to on that, but it seems like the same people are involved in both of these.
It does, because it seems like they were flying the same flag. This upside down red-handed this red hand flag.
Do you have? Oh, sorry.
Yes, my friend.
Do you have any sort of inventory of what exactly was stolen? Maybe there was some sort of artifact crucial
as a matter of fact,
to the reestablishing of this band that was stolen. Maybe.
Yes, he does open up his leather-bound ledger book, and he does present you a list of items. It's just a bunch of random things,
Okay.
Statues, weapons, armor, a couple mummified heads.
All right.
And he also gives you another list, and he says, this is the list of the 7 townsfolk of Brindle that we would also like to have back as well.
Okay.
And there are a total of 7 people. Mm-hmm.
We know that one of these was the historian of the Hall of Heroes. What about the other 6? Were they random?
Sertanian. Sertanian. He is one of the main historians and one of the great warriors from the Red Hand battles of 10 years back. Yes, he runs the Hall of Great Value.
What of the other 6?
We know a boy was taken, a cook was taken, but there's 3 more we don't know.
Yes, there's Jalissa. She is an acolyte of Ioun, and she was taken from the temple.
Eyes light up.
There's Thuron. He's an 8-year-old boy, and he is the son of Jonathan Nolan the 13th.
The guard.
Yes.
Right.
There's Myrtala. She is a cook from the Blue Parrot. Quite exquisite chef. She knows how to cook the Delmonico steaks just perfectly.
Oh,
by the way, have you been to the Delmonico?
Indeed, we have.
Blue Parrot? The finest steaks. The meat just melts in your mouth.
It was a little overcooked, though. Maybe the absence of this Myrthala was the problem.
They have. I think Bruce has a slight jingle that he goes around and sings on his patron's birthday, where
Oh God.
la la la, we wanna put our meat in your mouth, or it's some very catchy little jingle that some happy birthday jingle.
Open up and say ah as I stick my meat in your throat.
There is a Zarixa, and she is a crone, and she is rather a cranky old kraut, but some say that she has dark powers, but I don't think that's the case. I think she's just crazy. I just think that she's batshit crazy.
Oh God.
Then there's Adroncius. Adroncius is one of his stewards. One of his stewards were taken. Then there's Cartonix,
Oh God, that's
which
the
is
seventh,
another
eh?
one of
Okay.
the. Yeah, Cartonix is one of the guard captains.
There's a motley assemblage of people.
And
It is.
I want to get back to that list of artifacts. Nothing in there jumps out to you as being any more important than the other items. I don't suppose.
They're all important to the town of Brindle, my friend.
I mean,
all of
important-
them.
important
To the town,
to the,
yes,
to the
yeah,
enemy
but
cause is what I
again,
was saying. Yes.
What would be important to the goblins?
This Sinruth or whatever.
I would imagine they wanted all of it because maybe they felt threatened that we were showcasing, their misfortunes of 10 years
Spoils of
back.
war and all that. Yes.
For a group
If
that
this is
wants to
actually
destroy...
A real Red Hand faction, but then again, we don't know. I'm sorry, my friend. Please continue.
For a group that their soldiers state that their goal is to the destruction of this town, to burn it to the ground, as what was started 10 years ago. To steal artifacts, just, it doesn't fit. Something's off.
We'll get to the bottom of it. How about we have a word with that goblin before we try and head forth? Vayne here has some inkling of the direction they came from. Sounds like the mountains you indicated, right, Vayne? That's where they were pushed to. That's where they were pushed to at the end of the previous war, right, Mr. Troyes?
On your list there of items that was actually taken from the Great Howl of Valor is like an ornate gilded dragon crest helm. There's a ceremonial platinum longsword. There's a set of 3 shields with the red hand insignia, each with a charred hull near the center. Then there's a set of iron gauntlets with markings on them, and then there was a heraldic battled standard depicting 2 hands clasped in a handshake. So these are the items these are the most important items. Granted, yes, we would love to have all of them back, but if you could fetch these 5, it's at least these 5. These are the most important, and of course the shrunken bugbear heads. Those as well.
I points to the battle standard. Standard is that?
Crossed fists. I've never seen this.
Yeah, it's just the united force from Brindle and the surrounding areas.
Curious.
It's basically it was the banner of the Vale.
Okay. Yeah, we intend to get all of these back. We were just trying to ascertain if there was anything that the enemy was specifically after in that raid. It seems rather chaotic, to be honest with you. They just wanted to steal it because you had it on display, it seems like. For now, anyways.
Oh.
If there was some sort of artifact of great power, I could understand it better, but nothing here really jumps out to me as I'm kind of browsing at the list.
Pride. There is nothing that shoots arcs of lightning or
Right.
bursts of fire or breathes cold.
Exactly.
No, nothing like that.
Right. I don't know. This dragon helm may be somewhat unusual. We shall find out, though. But we do really need to speak with this prisoner. amenably. We don't intend to put harm to him or anything.
Very well. He calls for his squire and claps a couple times. Squire opens the door and comes in and says, "Yes, sir, you rang?" And he says, "Please take our friends here to the goblin, or the hobgoblin." And they walk you down, and there are a couple of these guards. They are wielding they have halberds that are kind of spiked into the ground. And the squire takes you down into this old musky dungeon. And it's brightly lit. There are sconces with oil torches burning, so you can smell that. You can smell the oil burning. Lots of cobwebs. Very, very damp. You can see the water kind of seeping out of the grout of the walls and whatnot. And you're led into a small room with a couple of cells. And in the middle of this room, there are, on the walls, there's two guards, and then there is this Morik, this hobgoblin that you had captured last night from the night before, sitting and chained to this table. You can see that he's got chains on his hands, chains on his feet. He's not going anywhere from the looks of it. So the guards greet you as you come in. The squire closes the door behind you. Now it's getting a little stuffy in here. With
I will
the four of you.
Will set his hammer by the door as they enter. Obviously, not going to need it for this.
Good morning, Morth. How did you rest?
Mork just kind of looks at you and tilts his head and just kind of shrugs.
I don't think he understands me.
I will repeat the question in Goblin.
He kind of looks over towards Zai and gives you the... And the two guards, they look at you and says, it looks like you guys are having the same amount of luck as we're having."
I's gonna puff his muscles out and just glare at them.
Well, as you puff your muscles out, the two guards kind of take a step forward and say, "Look, sir, we've been given the simple orders by the town council and of Trius that you are not to lay a hand on this prisoner. The prisoner must stay alive. We have to keep the prisoner here."
I's going to draw them in and lean in. He doesn't know that.
And as you start to lean in, the hobgoblin's eyes kind of follow you in and get a little bit bigger. You can hear him breathing heavy.
Well, no, not the hobgoblins, the guards.
He's leaning into the doors.
Okay. Yeah.
So the goblins don't know that we.
Yeah, the goblin
heard.
doesn't hear that part.
Okay, I thought you said you were stepping into the hobgoblin.
I love the hobgoblin sound.
No. The idea is basically to convey to the guards. He doesn't
Play along.
Yes, sir. What? No offense, but sir, we've just been given specific orders by Councilman Earfriend that nobody's supposed to hurt him.
And I, still whispering, not to let the goblin hear. He will come to no harm. Just go stand over in that corner.
Oh. I think I got it now.
This one's a bit dense here. Okay.
So the guards
They are
say,
guards.
"Well, whatever we don't see is not going to hurt. So we're going to just step outside here."
Oh, God.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, we're going to step outside. And the two guards, they close the door behind them. So it's just you four and the goblin. So now the goblin gets a little bit... You can start to see a couple of beads of sweat coming down from his massive forehead.
Is he on a chair? Is he tied to a post? Like,
He's
how
chained
is
to
he
the wall, I believe.
chained to a wall?
He's sitting down
Oh, okay.
in this kind of contraption with his hands through a couple holes in the front, and there's chained
So it's a
feet
chair.
chained as well. Yeah, basically, yeah.
Is there space
Pretty
behind the
comfortable.
chair?
Yeah, I mean, he's sort of like in the middle of the room.
Good.
So the Seeker's got like these strips of cloth that he's like wrapping around his fists, you know. Kind of, and he's stretching. He's doing a couple of moves, you know, just getting limber.
I'm gonna walk behind him and place my hands to either side on the chair, not touching him, but on the chair.
Yeah,
No.
the goblin says something. Said something said something to you.
And I'll say it like a goblin. But the gods aren't here anymore, are they?
He says something back.
I actually will do that. He'll
He's-
sigh and he'll smile and he'll look up to Pryde. Please, Pryde, continue with what you were saying.
He doesn't understand a word I'm saying, but I think he understands what you mean. I kind of kneel down in front of him and look at him, and I say, "This can go one of two ways, friend." And I look at I to translate.
I translates.
So the guard comes back into the room really quick, and he goes, hey, dudes,
I snaps a look at him.
we totally need this goblin to be healthy. He's got to be healthy enough to be treated for trial.
Yes,
Oh yes.
The
You do
last
not
thing we
need
need is-
feet or hands or
the-
arms or any of that.
Hey,
to
whoa.
survive.
he will be fine. He will be fine, so long as he tells us what we want to know. I
Yeah,
look at the goblin.
Yeah, the last thing we need is the town coming down on us right now. So I really wouldn't hurt this little fella. But I get it, and he winks
Oh,
towards
God,
you. He
this
winks
guy.
at you. And he says, I totally get it. Hey, look, goblins.
Go
We all know they're
now.
cowards at heart.
Yeah, go
Hey,
now, please.
hey, look, guys, listen to
I
me now.
will walk around and walk towards that guard.
I've been doing this
and
a
is
long
about
time.
to shove him out the door.
And as you start to push him out, he's like, "Hey, look, man! If you
And shut
start
the door.
pointing, if you start breaking fingers and whatnot, hey, they don't care about pain. You're just gonna." And then,
He's really that dumb? Really?
He must be.
I've met guards. They're not that bad.
He must have took an arrow to the temple or something before he ever came to the door.
Or something.
yeah. It
And
looks
then
like. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, go. You were gonna
Oh
say
no,
something.
I'm gonna listen to what you say first.
Well, then after the guard is well and goodly gone, will turn back and smile. Now, where were we? Yes. And then walks back behind the goblin, just resting on the back of the chair. You know, his mouth near the goblin's head in the ear area, just so the goblin can hear, make sure that
And you can tell that the goblin actually looks a little bit more roughed up now than when you turned him over last night. I mean,
I'm sure
you know,
he
he's got,
tripped a few times on the
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
He
Of course,
probably did trip, yeah.
These chairs are mighty unstable. Could fall over at any moment.
You know, you could tell that he's
Oh
in
yes.
his armor. There's a bunch of tomato seeds and whatnot, and seeds
Still
from
in
other
his
vegetables.
armor?
So, well, not the full rig, but they took most of it off. But you know, they're like the undergarments and stuff of the armor and whatnot has like a bunch of seeds from where people were probably throwing tomatoes and other fruits and vegetables at him as
In
he
the
was
middle of
being
the night, after a
paraded.
hunter
Yeah,
attack.
absolutely. This is Brindle. They don't fuck around, dude.
That's right.
I mean,
Okay.
just look at their guards. I mean, God.
I gotta start carrying tomatoes in my pack just so I can throw them at goblins
That's
as I
right.
walk
That's
by.
a good idea.
Then he actually looks at you, and says that.
Oh, you'll be let go. Well, you'll be let go, all right.